Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or yes there, just to let me know that it is indeed working. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning so far. Hopefully your trading's been going well. Looking forward to do some live trading with you guys today, and we'll also do some instruction, and obviously we'll just kind of recap our signals and some of the things that we talked about last night in the COT report webinar. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As always, I need to remind you about the risks involved in this market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is, and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. So make sure that you're going through that process each and every time that you take a trade. All right, guys, a couple of things. I don't think we're going to spend a ton of time today. I'll probably keep this a shorter webinar just because um, there's not a ton to recap, and we did have a bunch of webinars yesterday where we kind of talked about a lot of stuff. What I'd like to do today is obviously recap our signals, kind of update the COT report on where we are with the current trades that we have open, make sure everybody's on the same page as far as our game plan goes with the trades that we have open. And then the other thing I want to do is just see if we can find one or two more trade setups, just more price action setups. Once we've done that, then I think we'll go ahead and wrap up the webinar. So, all right. And as always, feel free to ask questions in the chat box as you guys, as we go along with the webinar. But let's go ahead and pull up the COT report journal and let's update the current trades. So as of last night, we were up 758 pips on our trades, which is super awesome. I did have one trade close out at the trailing stop. It was my NZD CAD trade, and let me see how much that made. 1 second. Let me pull that up here. Okay. It was okay. Okay, so it did hit my trailing stop, but unfortunately it only made 26 pips, the NZD CAD. So I was up 78 pips on the NZD CAD, and now I'm closed on that one, and that's 26. So I made 26 pips there on the NZD CAD. The other ones I still have open though. I am let's start with the franc yen. So the franc yen, this one has gone crazy just from last night. Um, just from last night, the franc yen went from 263 to now 291 pips. So we're up 291 right here. That is just amazing, just absolutely incredible. The CAD franc is up, and that improved overnight. It went from plus 12 pips. We're now up 22 pips on that trade. The euro yen, this one is our best trade. Just from last night, it was up 241 pips. Now that trade is it's up 363 pips. It's just amazing. Wow. Okay, next trade, euro CAD. That one also improved from last night. Last night it was up 105 pips. It is now up 118 pips. And the NZD yen, this one also improved. Last night it was up 159 pips. It is now up 203. So guys, if we were to close out right now, we would be up over 1,000 pips on this week, which I just think is incredible. I did take these trades both with my FX trade and with Owanda. So let me see. I know a few of these may have, I think I'm down to 4 trades actually on my Owanda account. Let me pull that up actually. Oh, I just have it over here. 1 second. So let me pull up my MT4 account. So MT4, on MT4, I only have 4 trades open. 2 of them have closed. The 4 trades I have open on MT4 are the CAD franc, franc yen, euro CAD, and euro yen. And the reason why I have one less trade is because what happens is the trailing stop kicked me out on 2 of these trades. It looks like the NZD CAD and the NZD yen. kicked me out on my trailing stops on those two, but nonetheless, they're both positive. So yeah, they're just trailing stop kicked me out on that one, but that's okay. That's what a trailing stop is there for, is to protect us. Sometimes it's kind of a nuisance, but other times it's kind of nice to have that, right? Otherwise, it's been a great week. 1,023 pips. So the last time we had 1,023 pip, last time we had 1,000 pip week. Oh my gosh, I have to go back pretty far. We had a 652 pip week here back in May. So last month was that was our best day in May, was 652 pips. We had a day in March, or no, April, where we made 687. Or not a day, we had a week. We had another week in April where we made 567. We've had a 471 there. Let's see, where's a in February we had a 763 pip week, and also in February we had a 671 pip week. So some really good weeks. Here's a 624. Okay, you pretty much have to go back to November. So November we had a week where we made 961 pips, right? Which still doesn't, I mean, we haven't closed yet. So keep in mind, we still have till tomorrow. So things could go against us a little bit. Things could continue in our favor. Again, I'm not about ready to close my trades. I just don't believe in that. I know a lot of clients of mine, a lot of members in the program have closed some trades through impulse, and that's okay. Like I have been that person, but I am hoping that through that experience, a lot of these traders will realize, wow, I see why you need to hold these trades all week, right? And again, the way I satisfy that craving, and I've mentioned this multiple times yesterday, is because I have a trailing stop, I am not worried about letting my trades run, right? I'm going to let my trades go. And if they get kicked out by a trailing stop, then that's fine. I'll be happy that I booked some profits because they're in the money, but I'm not about ready to just close out my trades just because I feel like it. It's really easy to convince ourselves to say things like, oh, well, I've noticed, the market goes up during the middle of the week or at the beginning of the week, and then by the end of the week, it goes down. Not this week, right? This week, most of our profits have been made at the end of the week, surprisingly. We pretty much were profitable right away, starting the top trades. And every morning I've woken up this week, I've always been profitable. Literally every morning I've woken up, it's just been more and more money. So some weeks are like that, and we don't know which ones they're going to be. And so again, my philosophy is just to trade the system. System says take trades on Sunday or Monday, hold them until Friday. That's the strategy, right? Yeah, and then there was another thousand. So in November, you had a 961 pip week, and then there was 1,031 pip week as well, which is basically equivalent to the week that we're having right now. So I would postulate that the week we're having right now is a once in a 6 month type of week, once 4 month maybe type of thing. You go in October, there was actually a week where we made 1,542 pips. So that is on the docket. That can happen. And it can happen multiple times. So if you think about it, how many 1,000+ pip weeks have we had in the last, we'll say 6 months, 7, 8 months? We've had 1, 2. I'm going to count this one because it's just so close. 3,000 pip weeks we're looking for. 3, I think that's it. Yeah. So, and then this is the 4th. So we've had 4,000 pip weeks in the last 8 months. So it's like a once in a 2-month occurrence, we'll say. Once every 2 months, expect a week like this. And there have been other weeks, again, there's pretty stout weeks like this one where you made 652. You can't discount that. That's huge. 687. Yeah, we already looked at these. Yeah, 763. That's huge. So yeah, there's comparable weeks, right? But this has been a platinum week. That's for sure. That is for sure. If you would have told me that last week that this was going to be a week like that, I wouldn't have necessarily believed nor denied that because I just don't know. I honestly don't know which weeks are going to be just outstanding, right? And this has been one of them. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's my recap on the COT report. So tomorrow I look forward to closing the rest of these with you guys, unless of course they close by trailing stops, which can certainly happen. But again, my plan is just to continue to hold. All right, guys. So what I want to do, let's go turn our focus. I actually need to pull up my Telegram 1 second. I don't have it pulled up here. Let me pull up Telegram. And then let's pull up Telegram. And let's pull up Let's go ahead and pull up TradingView as well. And let's go ahead and start looking for some other trades, setups. So again, these types of setups that we're looking for, these are your price action type setups. You're just looking to find supply and demand imbalances. That's all we're trying to do with these, okay? And try to get a much more sniper-like approach to the market. Yeah, here's the Euro Yen. If you guys remember, we talked about this, that daily supply is up here. So I don't even know if it's a good idea to sell the Euro Yen yet. I know a lot of people probably want to sell the Euro Yen. I don't think it's time. I don't think it's time to do it. I think the best time to sell the Euro Yen is probably, guys, it's still 100 pips away. That's 90 pips away until you hit that supply. So there's going to be a lot of margin calls on traders who have been selling this, right? How do we know traders are selling this right now? Go to my FX book, sentiment. Pull up the Euro Yen. Let's go look at it. Where is it? Here's the NZD Yen. Yeah, 85% short. Where's the Euro Yen? Let's see. It's got to be worse than 85. Yeah, 92% of traders are short right now in the Euro Yen. Guess who's the 8% right now that are buying it? We are. We're that 8%, right? We've been buying this all week, right? Look how many contracts that is. There is 6,000, just that's connected to my FX book. There's 6,000 contracts short on the Euro Yen right now. Can you imagine the suffocation that's going on? Oh man. So yeah, they're going to get themselves into some big trouble if they haven't already. So this is what causes a margin call. It's basically somebody who sees this opportunity that, they say, hey, this market looks high. They come in here and they sell right here. And then they sell here and then they sell here as it goes up. They sell again and sell again, again. This is why martingale and grid systems fail. You can get yourself in some big, big trouble. It's funny. I bet you a lot of these traders probably have stop losses that are right in supply. So I am pretty confident that you're going to see the Euro Yen probably come up to here. And then that's when we need to get out. And then it's just going to fall apart from there. But it's not done going up. It's not done going up. I know everyone, not everyone, but not everyone in our program at least, but I know a lot of people would look at this and say, oh, it's got to come down any moment now. Nope. It's going to keep going up. And once it hits that supply, then I would probably suspect that you're going to see that come down. And why again is that supply? You have to go to a daily chart. If you guys remember, we did this a couple days ago, this exercise. You have to go to a daily chart. Look at this. The last time it was out here, you actually have to go back to 2008, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy. Right here it is. So this is all the way back to 2008, the last time the Euro Yen was up here. And you can see it hit you can see that the euro yen hit this is a support area right here. This is support. Okay. And then the market broke that support. So it had to break a structure. The break of structure was right here. Okay, that's where it broke. So, and then it just went down, 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 right? So who caused it? Who caused the break of structure? Basically, whatever happened in here, whatever orders took place in there ultimately caused that break of structure and that massive decline on the euro yen, right? Whatever happened here, right? So now that we know this and we've done our higher time frame research, where is that? Where is the market in relation to this? So now here we are. Now we can zoom into a 1 hour time frame, we'll say. And now you look at this and you're like, oh, well, we're not even at supply yet, right? We're not even at this supply. So that's that in all likelihood, you're probably going to see this just continue even higher until it gets to there, right? That's kind of my expectation. At the very least, we have our trailing stop. So if things do turn back on our long position, then we have that. But again, I think you'd be crazy to sell actually right now. I think you would be crazy to sell the euro yen. Maybe not now as much. I think you would have been much more crazy a few days ago to sell the euro yen. If you were willing, let's put it this way. Let's say you wanted to sell the euro yen right now. I think you could, as long as you're willing to endure a drawdown like this. So if that's in your game plan, you probably could do something like that as far as price action goes. Like if you're just purely trading price action, I would expect a pullback in this purple area, probably at the beginning-ish of this purple area, and that would be a good place to sell. But again, how far away is that from the current price of the market, which is right here? You'd have to wait for about 90 pips for a pullback. So that's why that's one of the reasons why we're still long. It's not the time to sell. Okay. By the way, this trade never triggered. I posted this one a few days ago, as you guys remember, or was it just yesterday? I can't remember. This one never triggered right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this one out. Let me just type that in the chat box here, or in the Telegram. So let me just close it out real quick. Okay. Okay. And then let me go ahead and I think I posted that over here too. So let me grab. I did. Okay. Reply. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, you can just close that pending order out because that pending order didn't trigger, but everybody here should still have their long position from Sunday, right? And again, I'm not closing until Friday. And let's say this market were to come down a little bit today for some reason, I'm still closing tomorrow because that's the strategy rules, right? For the COT report. We can take some additional trades that are different in nature. We could do something like that, but I'm not going to close out I'm not going to close out the COT report trade from the weekend until tomorrow per the strategy. But if there's other trades we want to take, we could certainly do that. So I want to delete this. I don't want to delete everything on here because this is a daily supply zone. So I don't want to delete that. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this, and this, and this. But like I said, it's really not a good time to in fact, I feel like if you obviously we're let's see what I was going to say. Obviously we're buying, but right now, let's say you didn't have a trade at all. I don't think this is a good spot to buy, and I also don't think it's a good spot to sell at. This is a no man's land zone. There's no zones right here. Does that make sense? There's no zones. You're in uncharted territory right here. The next real significant zone is right up here on the daily time frame. That's where you have supply. Okay. Or at least a perceived supply zone that the market will probably respect is up in this purple area. Okay, so there's no reason to be selling or buying up here unless obviously we have a buy already that we're going to close tomorrow per the strategy. So that it's just totally different, right? But leave that trade going, and then we could look for sells up in here. So that's all I'm trying to say. The next real strong demand area is down in here. So that's why I'm saying this is a terrible area right here. Not a good area to be buying or selling. If you're going to initiate a new trade. I hope that makes sense. But what do you think people are doing right now? Well, they've shown us what they're doing, right? They're piling into shorts on the euro yen. So these guys are absolutely getting train wrecked right now. Look, traders, I know how traders are. They're going to wake up tomorrow and there's a good chance this will probably just continue even higher. And they're going to be like, but how? How could it do that? Well, guys, it's just they don't do their homework. They're just from the COT report, they're not doing their homework, and they're not doing their homework from, the higher time frame analysis, right? And again, if if you're the person that closed out your COT report trades early, that's okay. But we do need to learn how to have that discipline to hang on, because it's these big wins that keep you in business. Okay, because there are losses involved with trading, as you guys all know. Every good trader takes losses, and they take lots of losses. I take lots of losses all the time, right? So it's just really important, I feel like, as traders, to let your big wins really go, right? Because it's those big wins that are going to keep you in business when you run into a tough week. And we are going to have them. Okay, trust me, we're going to have some tough weeks in this summer. It happens. We did that back testing from yesterday. Ben shared with us his journal. If you guys haven't seen that class, if you weren't here yesterday, I'd recommend that you go back and watch it. It's on the calendar. There were some pretty good weeks in the summer last year, but there were also some consecutive losing weeks, right? So if you're having consecutive losing weeks and you didn't take big profits on the weeks that gave you big profits, the chances are you're probably going to leave the COT report altogether, and you're not going to want to keep trading it, right? A lot of people will give up on a trading strategy if it gives 2 weeks of losses. A lot of people will give up if it gives a day of losses, right? It's unfortunate, but I feel like a lot of those types of traders probably will never make it, just because they don't have the discipline to stay with something long term, right? Anyway, and that's how I think a lot of, so if you think about it, why is 87%, what is it, 92, why is 92% of traders short on the euro yen right now worldwide? Because they're looking for quick opportunity. I think a trader would look at this and say, hey, that looks super high. At some point, it's going to come down, like buy low, sell high, right? So their eyes are trained to look at this and say, oh, that's probably going to come down soon, right? But in reality, it's probably going to keep going up until it hits supply, and then you'll get your move to the downside, right? So it's not quite done yet. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's look for some more trades. So this one I wouldn't be trading right now. As far as looking for additional trades, I would just leave the trade we already have open. Okay. Let's go look at some other options. We have this CAD franc position. We could look for additional trade setups here. CAD Franc, we're looking for shorts. That actually looks like there could be some opportunities in here. We know we're trying to short this pair right now. Let's actually, I'm just curious, what are the retail traders doing on the CAD Franc? I just want to see real quick. What are they doing here? They're mostly long. Yeah, makes sense, right? So and the COT report's telling us to sell this pair. So yeah, I'd say that's good. That's what you want to see. So you can use things like the order block detector, which I'm going to pull up right now, and we can look for some supply zones. So on the hourly time frame, there's not really any supply until up here. Let's try a 2-hour. Yeah, it's all the way up there. That's kind of far away. Let's try a 45. There's some stuff right here. How about a 30? Yeah, there's a few places. Nothing that's screaming at me, but there's a few places. I may actually come back and look at this pair again. What I want to find is a clear break of structure and then just go off of that, but I don't have that. But yeah, you do want to be looking for shorts on this pair. I'm just trying to find good places to do it. Let's actually pull up the smart money. Okay, this actually has a few supply areas right here and here. How about 15? Yeah, right there. That's good. How about a 30-minute? Right there. Okay. Yeah, we might actually go with that. Let's try a 45. An hourly. Yeah, that's pretty consistent. This little supply zone. Yeah, if you could get the market to come back up and tap into that, that could be pretty good. But a 2-hour. 2-hour has it all up in here. So, okay, I do want to go take a look at some of our other options, but we may come back to that. Here's the franc yen. This one is just up and up and up. There's really nowhere to buy right now. It's just would I sell? No, I absolutely would not sell. There's just nowhere to get in for your buy, if that makes sense. There's just no supply, no demand zone that would be that would make you feel comfortable getting in. So what else do we have? We have we're trading the euro yen this week. I'm trying to, let's see. Yeah, we already looked at that. No place to get in. It's just so darn high. Let's look at the euro CAD. This one. Okay, yeah, this one actually could get you into a long position. Yeah, so let's break this one down. So here's the euro CAD. Let me actually remove this stuff. Let's look at this. Yeah, okay, this actually looks pretty good. Okay, so here's the euro CAD. If somebody looks at this, just generally speaking, they're just looking at this, they'd say it's a downtrend. I'm going to argue that it's an uptrend. This is an uptrending market. And people would look at that and say, no, Steve, look where it came from. It was all the way over here. Now it's down here. Well, I mean, okay, that was over there. But are you looking at this? That's an uptrend right there. And there's significant reason to believe that that's an uptrend. So let's break it down why it's an uptrend, uptrending market. So right now, first of all, let's just break down the price action. So you had a trend to the downside. That trend broke technically. It broke right here. You had to break a structure right here. Okay. Then you had a break a structure right here. So you had this structure break right there. And then you started to have a series of higher lows, right? Higher lows. And you had another higher low right there. Here, I'll just type this in as higher lows. Right? Okay, and then, yeah, I'm just gonna type this in. This is a break of structure right here. Yeah. Okay. Which we're continuing to do. It hasn't really stopped. It's been a little bit slow at it, but it continues to do that, right? So now the question is, where can you get in for a long position? It actually looks like this was pretty nice this morning. Kind of missed this one, unfortunately. But yeah, this EuroCAD actually has several, it appears to have several places where you could get in. You can use these order block detectors to find demand. Sure enough, there is demand right here and right here. Um, Usually I want to use a demand zone that's associated with a break of structure. So yeah, either one of these would be fine. Let's see. I'm trying to find, it's a little bit messy, honestly, and it looks like it's already been tapped into. Let's look at Sonar Labs, got that. My big concern is there's a bunch of supply up here, but I wonder if that doesn't matter. So there's that, and then there's the order block detector. Smart Money's got 2 demand zones right there. So we could wait for it to dip into this again and then go. I don't believe it's going to come all the way down to here. That would be a huge dip. That's too far. If it went that far, I wouldn't be interested in the trade anymore. But if it dipped into this again, maybe I'd get in. I do like this one. I'm going to leave my analysis up. I'm going to go look at maybe 1 or 2 more trade options. If this is the best thing I can find, I'll probably come back to it, but I just want to go check out, see like the NZD yen and the NZD CAD. Yeah, this one's on, it's just too far up. There's just nowhere to get in right now. So I'm going to delete all that. And then the NZD CAD. Okay. Actually, let's take a look at this one. So this is similar to the Euro CAD. It's kind of already broken up, but let's break it down. It's very similar analysis, right? So you've got a trend line, actually got a couple of trends right here. Right there, there's your trend line. And then the market broke that trend line, basically this whole thing broke the trend line. Okay. Broke structure there, we'll say. Right. And then what else do we have? So you have other structure like this. This is a nice structure point right here. It acted as support right there, and it acted as resistance right here, and it acted as resistance right there. I'd call that structure, and that structure broke right here. So that's another BOS, right? Okay. So now we got to find the liquidity, right? So where's the liquidity? My guess is there's lots of liquidity trapped in this area. And there's probably something even in here, but you can use these order block detectors to kind of confirm what you're looking for. Yeah, so right here, this is what I was talking about. This thing right here, that's what I was thinking of. So you got that. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, it likes this area right here. Let's try the smart money. Yeah, it likes that. So that's kind of cool that you got several indicators saying the same thing. So let me kind of highlight that area. I kind of like that actually. A lot. So right here is what I'm looking at. Let's look at the different time frames and see if the different time frames say the same thing. They're actually saying this whole thing right there. Let's go to a 15 minute. 15 minute has order blocks in here. Let's highlight some of those. That, and it's got this right there, likes that area. Let's try a 30 minute. Yep, it likes those 2 areas right there. And it likes this area right here. And let's try a 45-minute. Yep, it likes those two. Okay, yeah. So, when you start to have 3 time frames say the same thing, to me, that's really significant, right? So you got that. Let's try, we did an hourly already. Let's do a 2-hour. Yeah, 2 hours even got one right there. Okay, so let's zoom back in. Now that we've really made a mess of things, right? So this purple area is highly concentrated, right? That's where demand is, right? And it's perfect because it's just below the structure, the break is the structure. So there's a really good chance that if the market were to ever pull back into this purple area, there's a good chance you're going to get a move to the upside, right? Especially in the highly concentrated purple areas, right? Because we did that on multiple time frames, and that's just kind of what's popping out. So this is an area where I'd be looking for an entry. In fact, that's why I'm going to post. I like it. I hope it makes sense. So we're looking for buys. Obviously, COT report is telling us to buy. We've got breaks of structure. We got liquidity. We've identified where liquidity is. So if the market were to come back into that area, you can get a really good risk to reward ratio out of that. So I would do something like this where you have an entry right here and you could stop out right here. You could even try to stop out a little earlier if you wanted to. I think I will put it right there. And then let's see how far we can take this. So now you just got to look for supply liquidity for your target, which is there's something there, but there is some supply all the way up there. Trying to find, honestly, I think I might tighten that up a little bit. So what if we did something like this, where we just retest that old high? Yeah, let's do this. So let's zoom in. And I'm going to pull this stop loss up so I can improve my risk management. So I'm just going to start my entry around here where the purple area begins. And I am going to stop out. I'm going to delete this one. This is where the highest concentrated order blocks are, is in between here and here. So that's why I'm going to stop out there instead. That gives me about a 1 to 3.25. So that's a solid risk to reward ratio. We're basically just going to try to retest that high. That's all we're going to do with that trade. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and post this as an opportunity. And honestly, I can delete these purple areas. We don't need those anymore. And we'll go ahead and post this. Actually, one thing I do want to do, sorry, I want to label this so people realize what we're doing. This is liquidity, and I just want to label it. Actually, yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. All right, this is also a buy limit. This is on the Euro CAD long. And we're going to get in if it goes to 0.81895. We'll take our profits if it gets to 0.82958. And we'll stop out of this trade if it gets to 0.81557. Okay. Oh no, this isn't the Euro CAD. This is the NZD CAD. My bad. NZD CAD. Cool. Okay, I'm just double checking my work here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, awesome. So I'll go ahead and post that to you guys for you to take. Just as a reminder, whenever you're taking a trade like this, please use a lot size calculator so that you can get a grip on how much risk you're taking per trade and all that kind of stuff. It's very important to analyze that before you jump into any old trade, right? Make sure you're managing your risk, going through that process, and you'll be great. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I think that pretty well covers all I needed to cover today. So we'll go ahead and wrap up unless you guys have other questions. And again, just for those of you that are trading the COT report, continue to hold your trades throughout the week. Obviously tomorrow, Friday, we will close out the rest of these trades. And I'm looking forward to closing them as much as you guys are. So I'm excited to lock in that profit, put it into my account once and for all, and then we'll repeat the process again next week. And again, if it's a great week, we'll take that great week. If it's a losing week, I'm going to do it again the next week, right? Just keep that process up, keep doing that process over and over and over again. All right, guys. So I appreciate your attendance today. Thanks for coming. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next webinar. Thanks for coming.